on, everybody. It's going to start.
Well, that's true. But, you know, it took... Who did that?
Hey, we're here. Has it worked? Are we online? I think we are.
I think so. I think so. Hey, Vicki, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Oh, did you hear Carter? Carter's here as well. He'd like to say hello.
Carter is live. Vicki is live. Jace is live. It's really great to be here.
It is. It's great to see you too, Jace. I haven't seen you for ages.
Yeah, and I heard that you might be coming to Paris during this show.
Well, that is a possibility, you know. Oh, and I've got a little problem here. Hang on, let me just turn my sound down. Oh my. Hang on. It's been a chaotic morning with the internet.
Well, that's true.
We were all set and ready to go, and then all of a sudden, Jace's mic went out of sync, and Jay had to do all these fixes, but we think we're up and running. And
yeah, we're up and running, and I see wonderful activity in the chat box, which is always exciting.
And we've got lots of things in store for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we've got some language practice, we've got some games, we've got puzzle. We've got, and the best thing is we're going to be able to see everybody and say hello to everyone in the chat.
Yeah,
in fact,
I already see a bunch of people I know and a bunch of people I don't know, which is exciting.
I want to say hello to you all. It's great to see you here. And thank you for coming. So I think we should get on with it, Jace, and work up for our language point. What do you think? Let's find out what the language point is. Oh no, first of all, we need to introduce you to the man who's working behind the scenes here. Jay, where are you?
I am right here, and I'm glad you're giving me a moment because everything went so crazy this morning. I have to go find the language point video that you're talking about.
Well, you know what? While Jay is doing his engineering stuff, see? 2 thumbs up, Jay. Vicki, we should probably say who we are, because I don't think everyone there knows who we are. Shouldn't we introduce ourselves just a little bit?
That's a good point. I'm Vicki Hollett, and I work with Jay, who's my husband, and together we operate the Simple English Videos website and YouTube channel. And I'm an English teacher, but I've also written lots of books, so I'm a writer too. But of course, these days, I make videos. And I'm a friend of Jace. Jace, tell us who you are.
Well, I'm Jace, as Vicki just said, Jason R. Levine. I also go by Fluency MC. I am an English teacher, a teacher trainer, and a knowledge entertainer. I make songs and videos for practicing English. And I emphasize that word practice all the time because there's studying English, practicing English, and using English. So you're going to hear me talking about how important practicing is as a step to using English. I'm in Paris, France. Vicki and Jay are in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, and it's great to be with you here today on Sunday. Happy December to all of you.
That's the other thing you haven't mentioned. Jace is also a rapper, and we've got a rap lined up for you. He's written one specially for us today. So stay hanging in here, because we're going to hear that rap soon. And but I want to know what the language point is yet. Maybe Jay can show us. What's it going to be, Jay?
What's our language point?
Excellent. So be used to and used to doing 2 things that our students often confuse, eh, Jace?
Absolutely. It's confusing, the same verb use and how it's used.
Exactly. Now, Jace, you used to live very near me in New Jersey, because I live in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, although I'm British. And you used to live just up the road in New Jersey.
That's correct. I used to live in the U.S. When I lived in the U.S., I used to live in New Jersey, and I used to drive from New Jersey to Philadelphia, not very far, because I used to make videos there with Vicki and Jay.
That's right. We always loved having you. We used to see one another a lot more in person, but these days, unfortunately, you've moved away and you're in France, so it's really great to be able to connect here again.
We can connect this way. Yes, I miss it. We used to have, I used to come visit, and I hope we can do that again.
Well, we will. What are the other things that you used to be able to do in the US that you don't do anymore now?
Good question. Well, I used to drive, not just to your place, but I used to drive everywhere, which I didn't like so much. I used to do it because now my wife drives. I don't have a driver's license in France, not yet. Let's see. I used to teach at a college in New Jersey, and now I teach online. And I also go to schools and do shows. Vicki, I wanted to ask you, you moved to the U.S. from England.
Yeah.
What's something you used to do in the past there and you no longer do now?
Well, it's funny you should mention driving, because I used to drive in the UK, and I drove in the US when I first came here. But since we moved into the middle of Philadelphia, I haven't driven for years, because there are great buses, trains, or these days Ubers and taxis as well. So I tend to, and also you can walk everywhere because Philadelphia is a walking city, you know?
So, yeah, so could we say you aren't really used to driving here, and that's a different way of using this verb. Can you explain that to everybody?
You're quite right, because I'm not accustomed to driving in the city of Philadelphia, so I'm not used to it. And if I started again, I don't think it would take me long to get used to it, to become accustomed to it. But at the moment, no, I'm not a driver.
Yeah.
Other things, of course, I used to drink tea in the morning, but now I'm used to drinking coffee.
So it's interesting what she said. Everybody noticed that she used to drink tea in the morning in the past. Now she's used to, familiar with drinking coffee. Right?
Exactly.
So it's a different way, right, to use the verb.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we should ask everybody if they can make their own sentences with these things too.
Good idea.
But maybe, first of all, I should come and see you in Paris, Jace. I wonder,
Could you do that?
Jay, could you take me to Paris at all?
Please, Jay.
Chase, I'm here with you.
Whoa!
Oh, it's great. I like it. I like it.
High five.
High five. I think I can tickle you, Jace. Oh, I think I can tickle you.
Jay, it's a miracle. Thank you so much. Wow, Vicki, you're in Paris.
It's great. I love it. I love it.
I think I could get used to having you here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm wondering if we can have our phrases up, Jay. Oh, look at this. There's one. When I was younger, I used to. And I'm going to ask everybody to see if they can complete this in the chat. Now, notice that one has to be about a past habit, something you did in the past that you don't do anymore now. And then we're going to have another one later. Oh, look, I'm getting used to. Can you complete that one too? So say what you are becoming accustomed to.
And I see one in the chat already, which is nice.
Oh, right. Oh, look.
I see two of them.
Yeah. So Dalel said, I think I can tickle you. I used to ride a bike when I was young, but not now.
Yeah.
And
Can I read another one, Vicki?
Yeah.
I see another one. I used to smoke. That's an important one, right? If you used to smoke, that means you don't smoke now. So
Who
that's a
said
good
that?
one, yeah?
Hats off to you.
Yes.
And what else have we got here? I used to ride a bike, but not now. Yeah, I never rode a bike when I was a child. My mum was always worried about the traffic in the street, so I never learnt to be a bike rider.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I used to study English more frequently, says Raphael. Raphael, we're going to try and change that and have you
Yeah, or
studying more often.
practice. Maybe you don't need to study it. Maybe you need to practice it. Dalel used to ride bikes. Shout out to Dalel. Good to see some of the Fluency family here and the Simple English Videos family. Gordana, Nevis, Madeline. Wonderful. When I was younger, I used to be able to speak French.
Oh, I'm impressed. I think that's Craig who said that. But these days, Craig speaks Spanish. So I think he's got used to that now because he's lived in Spain for a long time.
Oh, here's a getting used to. Can I read one of those?
Yeah.
I am getting used to the city noise. So that's now getting familiar, right?
Yeah.
Using this verb this way, yeah. Really great.
And Cecile says she's getting used to dream in English. Now, Cecile, you've got to change that to make it correct. If you're getting used to something, you're growing accustomed to it, but you need to use a gerund in that form. So it would have to become, I'm getting used to dreaming in English. Oh, someone's managed to use that gerund correctly here.
Yeah. So you can look at some of the other ones. So notice I am getting used to waking. So after the used to, we need the ing. Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. So that we'll come back to that another time too, right? The idea is we'll do some practice and then we'll come back another day and do some more.
Yeah.
Yes?
I think so. I think we'll have a puzzle now. We've got a puzzle for everyone. So, Jay, can we intro the puzzle? Okay, so these words.
Music, Jay. Thank you.
So here's our puzzle, and what you've got to do here is work out the missing words in these sets of phrases, because there are 3 words that are missing, and you've got to work out what those words are, and then you've got to make a phrase with them. And you can tell us what the answer is in the chat if you want, but we're not going to tell you whether you're right or wrong. Not yet.
Right, not
we'll
yet.
wait till the end.
At the end. Now, I just want to say something. So for number 1, what Vicki means is there's 1 word missing. It's the same for all of those phrases, right? So blank, movies online, enjoy, blank. 1 word that goes there. And then for number 2, there's another word. Same word for that box number 2. And then 1 word for number 3.
That's right. Okay, so I think we can lose that, Jace, because I want to talk to Jace about the value of collocations. We're both very keen on learning collocations and how useful it is. Why are you so keen on it, Jace?
I am basically obsessed with it to the point where I made a company called Kahlo Learn. I made songs called Kahlo's Tunes and card games, which I'll show everybody soon, called Kahlo Cards. So Kahlo short for collocation. Because I think the best way to really remember vocabulary and grammar is to repeat collocations, words that go together very frequently, like make money, but do a favor.
Yeah, and there is some evidence actually that learning collocations is at the heart of rule formation itself, and it's how children learn languages. So they'll learn phrases first of all, and then they'll sort of induct the rules from the phrases that they've learned.
That's right. Rules and meanings of words. For example, if you ask somebody, a young child, what does take mean? They don't have an answer for you because they're learning through the collocations. Take my hand, which is very literal, but take time or
Yeah.
take it easy. These are not so literal. So like you're saying, the rules are inferred and the meaning actually of words
Okay,
is inferred.
so what's the message if you're trying to learn a language? What's the message with collocations? It's that you've got to look at not just the words, individual words, but the words that go together as well. And the
Yes.
cool thing about learning those phrases is it's actually going to help you remember the words, and it's going to help you with your fluency because you've got a chunk there that you can introduce into the conversation. So it might look like hard work, but actually it's making your life easier, isn't it?
Absolutely. You mentioned fluency, but let's not forget accuracy, because when you remember it together with the preposition that's there in that chunk, or the gerund, or the infinitive, or whatever it is, then the grammar is also, the accuracy becomes automatic. So you get both.
Yeah.
Accuracy and fluency. The one thing I need to really emphasize is you need to repeat them, which can be boring if you do it the old-fashioned way. So games with collocations, songs with collocations, that's what it's all about, to really get a lot of practice with them.
And the other thing I would like to say is that if you look at English conversations, they're a great place to start finding these collocations and see them in action. And I think we should have a conversation now, Jace.
Perfect.
What do you think?
Before we start, I just want to say I see some great answers in the chat box. We're going to come back and tell you the answer at the end of the show. Isn't that right, Vicki?
Yeah, we're going to give you the answer to the puzzle later.
All right.
Okay. Hey, here we are. Okay. Now, Jace, I've got ready a little conversation, which is actually a family argument. It's an argument that I often have with Jay. Now, you've been to see us and stayed with us, so you know the sorts of things we always argue about. Can you guess what this conversation will be about?
I don't know, but I have a feeling it's probably similar to what my wife and I argue about. So let's see.
Okay. Jay, can we see this conversation and we'll show them and people can see what you and I argue about?
I'm actually going to need just a moment here to find
Sure.
that, so bear with me a moment.
Well, while we're waiting, I just want to say hello to some more people here. There's so many folks here. It's wonderful. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Stand by, and there it goes.
Jay, hold this for me.
Do I have to?
I'm just going to the loo.
Where have you been?
To the loo?
The ladies' room?
Yeah.
I've been waiting for ages.
Okay, so there was a British and American difference there. Apart from arguing over me taking too long, of course. There was also that problem we always have with British and American English in our house. Because I'm British and Jay's American, and he seems to think that, you know, he knows the right words and I don't.
So which is right and which is wrong?
That's right. Well, hopefully Jay will be able to show us the script and we'll see if people can remember the words.
Aha.
Let's see if they can remember the missing words. So the first one, see if you can, write them in the chat. See what you can remember. And one of them, it says, Jay, this for me. And what did I tell him to do? I told him to hold this for me. And he said, oh, do I have to? And I said, I'm just going to the... And then there was a missing word, and this was the one we had the argument about. And then he said, where have you... Can you remember that word? It was been. Where have you been? And then he said, to the... Jace, you can probably remember that missing one. What was it?
To the ladies' room.
Ah, that sounds oddly formal in British English. Because I said, I went to the loo, and he said, no, to the ladies' room. And I said, yeah. And he said, I've been waiting for ages, he said.
Ooh, that's a very common expression.
Yeah, waiting for ages. What is an age literally? What does it mean literally? It could
Literally?
mean decades or hundreds of years, couldn't it?
Yeah, like the Iron Age.
Yeah. And but we use it when we're complaining a lot. Oh, I've been waiting for ages, he says.
Yes, I've
He
been
didn't
waiting forever.
Exactly, even though it was only 5 minutes. And now, what about, we had the loo and the ladies' room. What other words do you use in American English?
Well, we don't use the word loo. I love this word, by the way. But we don't have, honestly, a cute, familiar, everyday word like this in English. We have some words that are not very appropriate. We have formal words. The most common, when you're in a public place, restroom. I need to go to the restroom. In someone's house, bathroom, which I know you find amusing.
It's kind of amusing, you know. You want to go to my bathroom? Why? You want to have a shower? Want to have a bath? Because of course we'd say, I want to go to the toilet.
Oh my God! And that to me is completely crazy, because the toilet is the thing in the bathroom. It is not a place.
Exactly. That's why we say it. Yeah, I mean, we could say, if we want to be a little more sort of euphemistic, we might say, could you tell me where the ladies is or where the gents is in a restaurant? So we might abbreviate gentlemen to gents, and that would be the toilet.
Men's room, ladies' room, like you said, it's a little old-fashioned, or a little bit older generation. Sorry about that, Jay. But it's not wrong. But it is interesting. The bathroom is really the most common for us, and toilet for you.
Yeah.
And how different that is culturally.
Okay, there was one other British and American difference as well, because I asked him to hold my bag, and I called it a handbag, and he would call that a purse. But the purse for me would be the thing that I just put my money in.
I think I'd call it a handbag too, actually.
Oh, you call it a handbag
Yeah,
too?
absolutely. Purse is the little thing you put your money in for us as well.
Okay.
But I have to say that also, again, my apologies to Jay, but that also might be a generational thing. Handbag, I understand, and especially if you're going to go to a store and buy a nice handbag. But usually, can you get my purse or pocketbook is what I hear more often.
I can remember once, before I spoke any American English, I had an American teacher who was working in a school with me, and she lost her purse. And everybody was looking for her purse and saying they hadn't seen it. Meanwhile, her handbag was sitting in full view on the staff room table.
Well, the problem for me is that Vicki has corrupted my American English.
So yeah, you're not a good person to ask anymore about frequency.
I'm trying to teach him my English, and he's trying to teach me his. It's it's taking a long time.
Great.
Okay, now I think.
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah, let's go in and find out what's next. Let me check here. Oh,
Okay.
I think I've got a game for you. Yeah.
Lovely.
Let's play a game.
Okay.
Jace.
Hey, thanks for coming back.
Okay, so let me explain how it all is going to work. I'm going to, wait, Jay is going to put a would you rather question up for us here. Oh, look, here it is. And we're going to answer it and ask everybody else to answer it as well. So our would you rather question this week, Jace, is would you rather be able to fly or be able to read people's minds?
Wow. Are you asking me that now, right?
Yeah, I want to know,
Wow.
would you rather be able to fly or be
Fly.
able to read people's minds?
Read people's minds.
They're both superpowers for a
They're
Superman.
both superpowers. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to say, I like the idea of being able to fly, and I like the idea of being able to read people's minds. Here's the thing. I know I have to choose which one I would rather do. So I will choose which one I'd rather do. Here it is. Reading people's minds sounds amazing, but I think it would be really hard to control. Some things maybe I would not want to know. Do you know what I mean, Vicki?
Well, I'm wondering, you know, if I could read Jay's mind, I might be horrified.
I mean, I think it depends. Can you control when you turn it on or off? But even then, I think it would be really tough. I see some great comments about this. Read my students' minds. Now that
actually,
that might be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying read people's minds. I'm gonna say, guys, I would rather be able to fly, and I'll tell you why. It's not a really logical reason, but since I was a kid, I just like this idea of being able to fly. And I guess there is a practical side of it too. I mean, it'd be faster to get certain places and could be pretty exciting, no?
I agree. I think I'd much rather be able to fly around. And like I flew to Paris. That was fun.
Yeah, you see, but you already have that. That's why you're asking me the question. You already have the power to fly. So you need to be the one who reads people's minds.
And it's much better than getting on a flight on an aeroplane, because
Yeah.
you know that's pretty miserable sometimes. You have to queue
But
up.
it might be hard to fly really far. I don't know.
So I want to
be
see
worried,
what other
I'd be
people
worried
think.
about the drones these days.
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, we've got a good mix of people who have a lot of different have a lot of both of things," but some as Alexandra says, he'd rather be able to read people's minds, although you may hear something you don't want to. That's quite right. I get that.
Vicki, I like some people in their answers are also explaining why they would. For example, if I could read people's minds, I would rule the world, Raphael says.
Exactly, yeah. And
Great stuff.
and Cecile says, no way, she doesn't want to read minds because her ideas are enough. Your head could explode.
I can't even handle my own thoughts, let alone other people's, right?
That's right. And Rob thinks it would, or Neves thinks that it would come in handy if she could read other people's her students' minds, so that when she was correcting their homework, that would help.
Yep. Great answers, everybody.
Oh, and Bagit says she would like to fly because then she would join us right now. That's a lovely answer, Bagit. We'd love to have you here. But it's
Birgit
great
is one
that
of my
we can
students
be
from
here.
the Weekly English Workout. Just want to give a shout out to all Weekly English Workout students. Thank you.
Welcome all. Welcome all for coming. Welcome to Philadelphia. Well, we're not in Philadelphia at the moment.
We're in Paris right now. Yeah, Vicki. High five, Vicki. High five. High five.
Oh, I love
So
it.
now what? Where are we? What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Okay, next thing, we have something else for you now. We have, well, what I'd like to do is tell everybody, you mentioned your weekly English workout, but I want to check that people know what's going on in social media and what we're doing. And I think Jay's got a clip for a little video about it.
Oh, great.
Because I want to tell everyone, Jace, why we want to go live and what's driven us towards this. So you've wanted to have a live show and try going live for ages. What is it?
For ages, yeah. Well, this is really, it's just so exciting. I'm so happy and honored to do this and that you guys are making it happen, because I've always imagined, or not always, but for many years now, a show, not a lesson, but a show where people could practice English in a fun, motivating way. And the best way to do this, I think, is with simple English videos and Fluency MC. So I'm really excited.
I mean, it's been a bit nail biting, and we've had a lot of tech to learn because we had a lot of rehearsals and things, and even today we had problems with the internet. Actually, it was an internet connection with audio being out of sync and everything, didn't we? But I've been very keen to give it a try too, because I mean, if you're learning a language, regular practice is really important. You know, a little bit every day and very often is really a good thing. And I think also it's because it's possible to bring people together, and I love the idea of being able to see chat and who's here and respond in real time to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also I guess it's because I want to make the world a better place.
Tell me what you mean by that.
Well,
That's important.
if you think about it, there's so many problems going on in the world. You've got wars, you've got famine, you've got people, you've got the refugee problem, you've got a lot of racism and xenophobia recently this year, global warming. There are big problems to solve that we've got to solve together. And English is the language that is being used as the default language by most people to communicate. So I'm thinking, if we can help teach the world English, then it will help people communicate, and that's what's got to happen for everybody to get together and see and make it a better place. So that's
Right.
why I'm into it too.
Absolutely. I
and,
totally agree.
And I'm sure there are some people here with us now who've got similar thoughts, actually, and I want to come back and read their thoughts later. But the other great thing about the live show is the ability to ask questions. And so, Jay, I think we can ask people to ask questions. Okay. Where are we, Jay? Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
So this is our first attempt at a live show, and Jace is there. Are you still there, Jace? Great. This is
Yeah,
our
I'm just
first
moving around here, trying to get a little more centered.
Excellent.
Okay, there we go.
Excellent. And we've got the possibility here of having more shows if we dare after this one. And so what we would like to be able to do is get your questions so that we can address them in the next shows. You can ask us anything you want. You can ask us questions about English. You can ask us questions, well, about anything. So please put your questions in the chat or add them to the details under this video, and we'll address them in a future show. That's the idea.
Your questions, we'll collect them, we'll address them. So ask them, and we'll check them now, but we'll also look later, won't we, Vicki? And we'll look other places. I'm sure Facebook, they'll come in different places too. So,
and we're going to go. I'm going to look at the live chat now and just see what questions we've got, because we've got more comments coming in from people. Oh, we've got hello from Iran here. That's very nice. And we've got. I'd love to know where everybody is actually. If you get time, could you write in the chat and tell us where you're calling from? That would be brilliant.
Where are you calling from? Where are you at? Tell us. Come on, put it right in the chat. You know, that's what I do. Fluency MC from Paris, coming live to you. Simple English videos with Vicki and Jay. We're doing it today, Sunday, but we hope to do it every week if we can. Please give us your questions and then we'll answer them.
Jace, I'm going to interrupt you because I've got a question for you. It comes from Craig in La Mansión del Inglés. And Craig says, how are you? And he said, he says, Jason, who is your favorite rap or hip hop artist?
Ooh, that is should I answer that one now, or are we waiting till next week?
No, come on, tell us now.
Yeah, well, I can't give you my number one, but I can give you my top 20 in a rhyme. Ready? Rakim and Nas, King, G-Rap and Common, Method Man, Lupe, and KRS-One, Pasta News, Redman, Big L and Jay-Z, Ghostface and Big East, The Grick and Technique, Most Def, Eminem, Busta Rhymes, and Cool Keith. That's top 20.
You've warmed me up for a rap, Jace.
Oh, yeah?
I want to have a rap now. But we better tell everybody about Jace, Jay. Can you roll? Yeah.
Once again, it's
Fluency
MC.
Fluency
MC. Once again, it's
Fluency
MC.
Grammar through lyrics. Kick it.
Here we are.
Nice.
Great.
Thank
Now,
you, Jay. Wow.
Jace has written a wonderful rap for us today, and it is a specially designed rap about the language point that we had earlier. And it's perfect for practicing those gerunds.
Yeah. Well, I said we need to practice, which means we need to come back and repeat. I like to say relax, repeat, remember, the 3 R's. So what I've got is a very short rap to practice getting used to things, right? To be used to and to get used to. So check it out, listen, just relax, read and listen, and then I'll come back and we'll try to do it a bit together.
I'm used to walking to work. I do it every day. I'm not used to speaking English. I often don't know what to say. I'm getting used to this city. I'm starting to make friends, but I'm not getting used to the weather. Oh look, it's raining again. At first I didn't like the food here, but I'm used to it now. I'm not used to driving a car. In fact, I don't really know how. I need to get used to living with people. In the past I lived alone. It's not easy to have roommates, but I'm getting used to my new home.
Brilliant. Okay, now
I'm happy you like it, Vicki.
and I think we've got. I'm going to disappear, I think, and let everybody see the lyrics. There we go.
Okay.
Excellent. So the lyrics
All right.
are there. Off you go. Take it away, Fluency.
All right, well, here's what I want to do, people. I want to do it slowly with you repeating after me like this. I'm used to walking to work. I do it every day. Let's go. I'm not used to speaking English. I often don't know what to say. I'm getting used to this city. I'm starting to make friends. but I'm not getting, but I'm not getting used to the weather. Let's slow that down. But I'm not getting used to the weather. Look, it's raining again. Good. At first, I didn't like the food here, but I'm used to it now. I'm not used to driving a car. In fact, I don't really know how. I need to get used to living with people. In the past, I lived alone. It's not easy to have roommates, but I'm getting used to my new home. All right, thank you for relaxing and repeating with me. As a result, you'll remember more. Follow the rhythm and rhyme of English. To the top, you'll climb. Thank you. Respect.
Okay. Oh, look what's appeared here. Well, let's go back and because we're going to be finishing the lesson very soon, but we've got a few things to do before we do that, and one of them is to check out that quiz, that little collo quiz that we gave them at the beginning.
Yes.
So, yes, Jay, we want to see the collo quiz. So were you able to work out the 3 words? Jace, what's the missing word in number 1?
Oh, I get to do number 1?
Yeah, you can do number 1.
So if you weren't here earlier when we put this up, don't worry. Just make sure you join us earlier next time so you can catch the beginning of our quiz. We're going to have different quizzes, different styles. Today it's about collocations. In number 1, we have what is missing. We have...
It could be watch, but it's not watch. It's something else, is it? Why isn't it watch?
I think to watch movies online.
That works, but the next one would be wrong.
Oh, but enjoy watch.
That doesn't work. After enjoy, you have to use a gerund. So it's got to be enjoy.
So it has to be, I know, Vicki. Can I tell you?
Yes.
Watching. It's watching.
Okay, so number 1 is watching. Number 2, I'm going to do this one. It's a missing one, and it's a preposition, and it's got 3 letters, and it begins with F, and I bet you've already got it, everyone. It's for. Famous for her movies. Apologise for being late. And notice that after for, you've always got a noun or a noun phrase. So things like being late, it's a gerund, which is a kind of noun.
And before, when we were talking about used to, right? Used to living there, I'm getting used to, and in the song we just did, right?
Yeah.
So we need that ing after the preposition. But the best way to do this, guys, is not to think so much about that grammar, but instead get really used to famous for something, apologize for doing something, and then you'll be all right. How about number 3?
Number 3, what's that one for?
Well, you know, I was thinking thank you, but thank you so much. Thank you, thanks.
Oh, there's a mistake in it, isn't there?
Ah, I think there might be.
Oh, you know why? It's because I did it and I blanked out the wrong word, Jace.
Well, I think for this one, the best answer for blank so much, because it can only be one word, would be thanks. We definitely give thanks.
Yeah.
And thanks for the gift.
And then because...
So I think it's got to be thanks.
It was thanks. Can you remember what the last one was?
I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and check.
Yeah, I'm afraid teacher made a mistake here. I wrote them up and I made a mistake, Jace.
I do that sometimes.
Okay, so we had watching, we had thanks, and we had for. Now, they're not in the right order. You have to put them in the right order.
That's right.
And the final phrase, everyone, was, thanks for watching.
Aw, and we really mean that. Our first ever live show, Simple English Videos.
Absolutely, absolutely. And listen, everybody, please make sure that you've subscribed to both our YouTube channels so that you can keep up to date on the videos we're putting out.
Yes, please.
And also sign up for our mailing list, because then we'll be able to tell you when we have another show and when we've got some other new things that for you to do to practice your English.
Yes, please, everybody visit fluencyMC.com and simpleenglishvideos.com. The YouTube channels, Fluency MC, Simple English Videos, and the websites where you can sign up for our mailing lists and we can stay in close contact.
Absolutely. And
Now, from up here in the control room, I want to tell you guys that you've done a spectacular job. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, thanks. Well, right back at you, Mr. J.
well, yeah, exactly. I know you had all sorts of internet problems, and he stayed very calm, didn't he?
Jay's the man.
He was the man. Well done, Jay.
Big up Jay. And
So-
big up everybody who came here today. So many people. It's really great to have you here.
It's been fantastic. And I want to say, oh, Raphael, I'm just looking at the live chat now, and Raphael's saying the last one is wrong. He's quite right. Yeah, sorry about that, Raphael. A teacher mistake as always. But I think that's it, Jace. I think there's nothing more to be said except thanks for watching, and come back again soon.
And just the last thing I'll say, because somebody had a